Well, hi folks. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world and having a phenomenal day today, whatever you're up to. It always strikes me as interesting that a teaching such as prevention is better than the cure can go so ignored, and yet so many people complain and scream blue murder when things go dreadfully wrong. Like, for example, mental health issues oftentimes are a little bit of friction running together. Now, if I do that, that's not going to do a whole lot. Okay, so it's like a little bit of friction, it's a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of unease, but we don't deal with it when it's a tiny, tiny little thing. And what tends to happen is I sit here doing this to try and warm my hands rather than putting a pair of gloves on, for example, and what I fail to know is if I'm doing this all the time and I do this for the next 2 hours, the skin will probably have been taken off my knuckles. If I do that for the rest of the day, I'm going to wear it certainly down to the bone. And then eventually I'll end up, just doing this. And the reason that I'm demonstrating that is because that's how friction works. You've got two opposing forces that are just doing this all the time. And when we have mental health issues, when we have mental health struggles, and we don't deal with them right at the beginning, we ignore them, we put them off time and time again, or we don't look at our behavior, we don't look at things that are going on in our lives, that friction keeps on going and keeps on going, and then before we know it, we have a major mental breakdown. We can't have a nervous breakdown because nerves can't break. If you've ever studied a nerve, you'll know that nerves cannot break. But it's the mind, the mental breakdown, where our brains have just had too much stress that's put on them and too much negativity that's put on them, and our brain shuts down as a way to try and cope, basically. And I encourage you today, if I can encourage you with anything, is when things start, developing a little bit of friction, don't wait, don't put it off, don't sit there and say, oh, well, it'll be fine, it'll just go away itself. Trust me, it won't. Okay, things don't just happen like that. Things never just happen. There is always a cause that's always as a result of a decision or as a result of a choice. And it's important that you know that, because if you are struggling with mental health or physical health or whatever it might be, it starts out as a tiny, tiny little thing. And it ends up growing and growing and growing. And then, before we know it, it takes over our life to a point that we may or may not be able to do something about it, depending how long we've left it. So if I can leave you with any encouragement today, if any of this makes any sense to you, and I invite you to ponder it, of course, and comment and share. But it is this: deal with things when they are small. In your marriage, in your relationship to yourself, in your business, in your health, in your wealth, in your well-being. Deal with it when it's small. And don't pretend that it's not there, and don't pretend that it's going to go away. It may do, but at least if you're aware of it and you do something about it, there's a greater chance to minimize the amount of pain that you would experience. So I hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday. We're going to do the Teen Life Coaching session in about an hour. Our teens are all waiting and we're looking forward to seeing them. And tonight is all about emotional fitness and emotional intelligence, which, if you saw the show on Wednesday with Alicia and myself, it's something that we talk about a lot. Have a great evening, folks. Take care.